Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmaduel.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today, we're going to go through the level 40 rewards for going up against the Paradox Brothers. So if you're not familiar, Paradox Brothers have just been added to the legendary Duelist Gate over in the Duel Monster side of Duel World. So this gives you an opportunity to start level grinding, or sorry, not level grind, but start farming the Paradox Brothers and get some of the rewards that you may have missed in some of their recent events. So what I want to do today is go through the super rares and the rares that you're able to obtain from going up against the Paradox Brothers at level 40. So the first card we have is Labyrinth Wall. Level 5, rock, 0 attack, 3000 defense. Plain vanilla, but my goodness, that defense is awesome. Then you got Archfiend Palabyrinth, really underrated card. This one I wanted a third copy of so bad that I ended up acquiring it through the tickets at doing the ranked duels. This one's awesome. All Fiend type monsters you control gain 500 attack. You can target one Archfiend monster you control, banish one other Fiend type monster you control, and if you do, special summon from your hand, deck, or graveyard one Archfiend monster with the same level as the targeted monster. You can only use this effective Archfiend Palabyrinth once per turn. So you could use like a Queen Archfiend on the field and then banish another monster and bring out another Queen. I mean, it's a few different methods you could use this card for, but that 500 attack boost can turn your Gilgarth from an 1800 to a 2300 just from sitting out on the field, and yeah, that's a pretty solid start to any duel. So that's why I really like this field spell card. Then you got Extra Gate, quick play spell where you declare a level between 1 and 12. Your opponent banishes one monster of that level from their extra deck. If your opponent does not have a monster of that level in their extra deck, you discard one card. So if you're basically able to figure out that your opponent is running some kind of deck that utilizes say, for example, Dark Paladin, if you know the level, I can't remember, it's level 9 or 8 or something like that, definitely you got to know the level of that monster to be able to utilize Extra Gate. But yeah, from that point, you take advantage of banishing one of their extra deck monsters, so that could really come in handy. Then you got DNA Checkup. It's a trap card where you select one face-down monster you control. Your opponent declares 2 attributes. Reveal the selected monster. If its attribute is one of the declared attribute, your opponent draws 2 cards. If not, you draw 2 cards. So if you're running a deck that has a lot of unpredictable attributes, not necessarily an all-dinosaur deck or something like that, DNA Checkup could be a very smart move. It'll get you through your deck a lot quicker. It'll get you some extra resources if your opponent can't guess the attribute. Now, I don't recommend doing this if you're running a dragon deck or a spellcaster deck or, like I said, a dinosaur deck. You know what the attribute's going to be by that point. But if you're running a mishmash of everything, like for those of you who love to run those 30-card mishmash decks, this card might actually help you get through that 30-card deck a lot quicker. So just something to consider. Next, you got Destruct Potion. It's a trap card where you select one monster you control, destroy it, and gain life points equal to its attack. This one is really, really a good card. I may want to use this one in my plant deck that utilizes the destruction of some of my plant monsters. But other than that, I like the addition of gaining life points, and as we get more cards released into YuGiOh Duel Links, some of them do take advantage of having effects once they're destroyed. So yeah, you're able to really do a whole lot with this, but you will be able to do more down the road. Next card we have is Damage Gate. I do need a third copy of this one, so I may end up doing some farming. When you take battle damage, target one monster in your graveyard with attack less than or equal to the amount of damage you took. Special summon that target. Usually this pairs out really, really nicely with Labyrinth Wall if it's sitting in your graveyard, because even if you take 200 life points of damage, it's still more than the 0 attack that Labyrinth Wall is, so you can then special summon it back out in defense position, hopefully set yourself up for a better play. Last card we have here that's a super rare is Dimension Gate. This was the most sought after card for a while. This is a continuous trap card where you activate this card by targeting one monster you control. Banish that target face up. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can send this face up card on the field to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon the monster banished by this card's effect. So I like that you're able to basically destroy it when your opponent attacks directly, but also too, if you run some other spell cards that destroy spells and traps, you could take full advantage of Dimension Gate's effect. So that's a really good one. Then you got Labyrinth Tank. It's a fusion card where you combine Giga Tech Wolf and Cannon Soldier. It's got a 2400 attack, 2400 defense. Pretty good card. But as far as rares go, Neo Aquamador is really, really good. It's this next card. It's a level 6 plain vanilla, 1200 attack, 3000 defense. So it's only one tribute, and it's got a high defense, but it's also got some attack to it. Then you got Dungeon Worm, level 5, 1800 attack, 1500 defense, insect, plain vanilla. Then you got Monster Tamer, level 5 warrior, 1800 attack, 1600 defense. Then you have Beast King of the Swamps. It's a level 4 aqua, 1000 attack, 1100 defense. You could substitute this card for any one fusion material monster, and when you do this, the other fusion material monsters must be correct. So yeah, this is a really good utility card if you're not getting the hex sealed fusion, whatever monster that's sitting out at the card trader. This is just another replacement for that. Not as good as King of the Swamp, but Beast King of the Swamps is still a pretty good one. Then you got Gigatech Wolf, level 4 machine, 1200 attack, 1400 defense, and Oni Tank T34, level 4 machine, 1400 attack, 1700 defense. Next we have Heroic Gift. It's a trap card where your opponent's life points are, if your opponent's life points are 2,000 or less, make their life points 8,000, and if you do, draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Heroic Gift per turn. Really situational card. Can't think of too many situations where that card is useful. Then you have Summon Gate. This card could actually work out real well in the future as we get a lot more combos and we start really summoning and resummoning and doing all kinds of crazy combos. Each player can special summon a maximum of 3 monsters from the extra deck each turn. So, just doesn't really come into play right now. Kind of useless, but maybe when Duel Links expands the number of extra deck monsters, which I don't even know if they will, but if they do, you may have some more fusion-oriented decks, or maybe when they start introducing Synchros and XE monsters, limiting special summons from the extra deck could be pretty useful at some point, but not now. So this is just another one you want to keep in your back pocket. It is what it is. But as far as farming the Paradox Brothers, those are the cards that you're able to obtain. You could get some really good decks going through farming. So definitely give it a shot. If there's a farming deck that you've had a lot of success with, I may like to highlight this on a future episode. So feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd love to hear from you. But anyway, that's it for today's episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.